Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Taking Care of Business. This is a production of the town of Cortlandt, where we showcase local businesses, and I'm joined today by Ken Sherman, our Deputy Director of Parks. Many of you will recognize Ken from his work at the town pool and our summer camps and all recreational activities.
That's correct. We're summer season's over, Dr. Becker, and we're winding down, but looking forward to Family Fun Day, a big event coming up in September.
Yeah, September 10th, so not far away, and that's a great segue, Ken, because today we're doing an episode of Taking Care of Business in front of Pedego, and if you're familiar with Latin, it's ped for pedaling, E for electric, and go for going. And this is a new business at 364 South Riverside Avenue in the town of Cortlandt in the village of Croton-on-Hudson. And it's a brand new business that's been opened up by some local entrepreneurs who live in the town of Cortlandt. So we're really excited to go inside and meet the owners. Come on inside. Inside now at Pedego, and we're with the owners, Riley and Samantha. Welcome.
Hi, welcome to Pedego Electric Bikes, Croton.
Okay, so we got to give you a little bit about the background, how you got into this. Riley?
Sure, yeah. My background is actually in corporate finance, but I've always been into bikes, ridden a lot of different kinds of bikes. And over the pandemic, I was working from home, spending a lot more time with family, and we just decided that was nice, and make a career change.
Okay, well that's a perfect thing, and you involved your wife, who's more likely the brains behind the operation. And Samantha, you grew up in town, right?
Yeah, I grew up in Cortland Manor. I went to Henhod High School.
With my son Justin.
Yep.
Okay, well now I feel old. But anyway, so tell us about e-bikes and how you got into this business.
Yeah, so I was working for a startup at the time, and I had a good opportunity to exit the business, and we weren't really sure. What exactly we were going to do. A lot of different ideas. One of the ideas that sort of stuck through a lot of it was an e-bike touring company. So we were going to buy a fleet of e-bikes and do tours, whether day tours, overnight tours in Westchester and Rockland counties, and through that we ended up finding Pedego, and here we are almost a little more than a year later, and we have a full store.
That your business name and the manufacturer are the same, Pedego.
Correct. We're Pedego Croton, so we're an independent bike shop, and we have a license agreement with Pedego to carry and sell their brand of bikes.
Okay, so you're an exclusive, but you're your own business.
Yes, correct.
That's excellent. So tell us about an e-bike and how it makes it different than a regular bike.
All of Pedego's bikes are Class 2 bikes, so there's 3 classes of e-bikes. 1, 2, and 3. Class 1 has pedal assist and a top speed of 20 miles per hour. And then when you come to Class 2, it's the same, but you just add a throttle. Class 1 and Class 2 are treated the same as a regular bike, even though they have a motor. And Class 3 bumps the top speed up to 28 or 32. And in New York, that's considered more of a motor vehicle. And, it can't go in parks and bike trails and things like that. A little bit more regulation involved in it.
Do you need a license for level 3?
You don't need a license for level 3, but they're more limited in where they're allowed to go.
I see.
And we'll also say at this time that we have our Family Fun Day event September 10th, so if you want to learn even more about it, they're going to be doing a demo, I think around 3 o'clock at our Family Fun Day event they'll have some of the bikes down there, and they can learn more at that time too if they're interested.
So that's September 10th, Saturday.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep, we're going to let people ride the bikes inside the rink, and we'll have some children's trailers to attach to the bikes. So if some of the little kids want to get a ride by their parents, they can hitch a ride.
Sounds like a lot of
A couple
fun.
baby seats too.
We'll bring a couple baby seats as well.
On the
Very
back.
good.
Yeah.
So where's the, show us about the power and how
Yeah,
the battery
so-
works?
So we're talking about class 2 as pedal assist and throttle. And then you turn the screen on here, it blinks for a minute, and it turns on. So pedal assist just means that it has a motion sensor in the crank, in the pedals, so it can tell when there's motion to the pedal. So when you're pedaling, it gives you power through the motor, and the motor's back there in the rear hub motor, so it's in the middle of the rear wheel. And on here, I don't know if you can see the LCD, but when it's in 0, it's a regular bike, so none of the electronics on the bike work. And to put it in, there's 5 levels of pedal assist. 1 is the easiest level, you're getting just a little bit of power, and 5 is the highest level. You change levels by hitting the plus and minus. And then so when you're pedaling, you're getting input from the motor. If you stop pedaling, it doesn't stop going, but you're just coasting at that point. And then you also have a throttle. So as long as you're in some level of pedal assist, as long as the light's green, I feel like there's an easier, for the camera, there's an easier way to say this, so maybe we can.
No, you're doing fine.
Yeah, I'm showing what you're talking about.
Okay.
I'm seeing what you're talking about.
Sorry, a better way to explain it than what I just did. So. And then you also have a throttle that you can use anytime to get power on demand or from a stop, and that'll just make the bike go.
No, okay, very good. And for the opposite, for braking, is it the hand brakes?
Hand brakes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So a lot of the bikes have hydraulic disc brakes, which is a really smooth, strong, confident braking system.
And I think the big issue around here, Ken, is the hills.
Many hills in the town of Cortlandt.
Yeah, because I think for me, who doesn't ride very often, going down or level ground is not a problem on a bike, but the hills can be problematic.
Yes, especially in this area. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's another great thing about e-bikes is they enable more people to get outside and be active. I don't know how many people, in town or in Westchester that have bought bikes and they said, I used to cycle, but I haven't been out in 15 years because
Right.
I can't do the hills. I just can't do it. And they love it. And it's
And it's
really
such
cool
a
to
pretty
see
area,
them.
even beside the hills, up and down. You can go up and down the Hudson here.
Yeah.
It's just a beautiful spot.
Do these bikes come with a key or any other security measures?
Yes, there's the battery is locked in, so you slide the battery in and it clicks and it latches shut.
Put your key in, and then you pull the battery out. This is the battery. On the underside, you have the port where you could charge your battery, so you could take it in at night and charge it overnight, so you're ready to go the next day.
How long does a charge last? Typically.
It's a complicated question. It depends on how you ride it, how fast you ride it, what kind of terrain you're going on, whether you're on flat, whether you're on hills.
Okay.
We have a nice little sort of cheat sheet here that gives some pretty good averages across the different batteries and bikes that we sell. So the top battery in a bike like this would be rated for 76 miles.
Oh, okay.
Here in New York, we're a little bit hillier than the rest of
Right.
the U.S. So we've found that that's about 60 to 65 real-world miles on the bike in our area.
Okay.
Well, that's still a fair amount of riding, 65 miles.
It
Correct.
Yeah.
is, it
Correct.
is.
And I see there's a real difference in the models in your showroom between, I guess, the basic and the higher end models. What are the differences? Is it the strength of the engine? Or?
Sure. Yeah. There's a few differences between our different price point bikes or across our different models. One of them is motor size. So we have motors ranging anywhere from 350 watts to 500 watts to 749 watts. 750 is the limit on class 2. So Pedego doesn't want there to be any confusion. So we're 749. Another difference would be the braking system. So they all have disc brakes. Some of the lower price point bikes will have mechanical disc brakes, where some of the higher end bikes, well, all of the higher end bikes have hydraulic disc brakes. So it's just a little bit smoother, stronger, less maintenance, less fussy braking system. Not to say that mechanical brakes are.
What is a price range? I have no idea what bikes go for.
Prices range anywhere from $1,895 to $4,500.
And you can also rent here, correct?
You can also rent. Yes, I would say all of our models are available for rent, and you can take them out. We have hourly options, we have daily options, and multi-day rentals also.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
So people can take them on vacation if they're going away for a week and then come
We'll
back.
set you up to take you on vacation for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
With the rentals, we have a lot of people who have never ridden an e-bike before when they rent from us. So when you rent from us, we provide you with all the accessories that you would need to ride. Helmets, a water bottle holder, bell, phone holder, anything you would need to be comfortable while you're riding. We also go over the bikes with everybody, and we make sure that everyone is comfortable riding our bikes.
Yeah.
We don't want anyone to feel unsafe. Bike safety is a huge,
It's a huge push.
yeah,
Well, obviously very important, and no one should ever be riding without a helmet, of course. But knowing your machine, knowing your tools, that's always the
Very
most
important.
important thing.
Right.
Yeah, and we want everyone to have a great experience. We want them to be able to enjoy riding their bike with their friends or family. So we really like to make sure that everyone feels comfortable before they head off on their ride.
And on that point, at Family Fun Day on September 10, you will be talking about bike safety, which I think a lot of parents would love their kids to hear from someone else besides themselves nagging their kids.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I think
Especially when you jump on an electric bike. It is a bicycle, but it has a motor and you're traveling at speed. So there's some responsibility that comes with that.
yeah, especially for younger folks who are probably more adventurous than our cautious
That's
older
right.
folks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Why don't you show us around the store? It's actually beautiful, and I hear, Riley, that you were the designer and builder as well.
Yeah. I had a lot of help from lots of different people, but ultimately, yeah, Sam and I did most of the renovations and put in the grunt work to get it looking like this.
It's beautiful, very modern and clean and spacious looking. So, guys, why don't you show us some of these very futuristic helmets?
Sure. Yeah, of course. So we carry a couple different brands of helmets. One of my favorite is 1000. So 1000 was started with a mission of saving 1,000 lives from bike safety and crashes. I think they've reached their mission and beyond. This has some neat features. One of them is it has a port that pops out. And why that's neat is you can now lock your helmet up with your bike lock, and you don't have to take it with you, and you don't have to worry about someone stealing it. Another cool feature is the buckle on it is magnetic. So to clip it, it just does that, and
Very thoughtful.
yeah.
And many different colors and styles, so
Yeah.
it's not your typical black helmet.
And colors.
Colors, yeah.
Colors are this is what cars see on the road. So
Right.
having a bright colored helmet
Absolutely.
is great.
Yeah, good visibility.
This is a Senna helmet. So this you can pair with other helmets and communicate. You can via Bluetooth, and you can also pair your phone to it. You can listen to music. It has 2 speakers here, so you can still hear the ambient sounds of the road, but hear music while you're playing, and a microphone here. And so these are really neat.
Looks like the ones that the speed racers use when you watch, the Tour de France or something else.
Yeah. So that's neat on a group ride or a tour or something. Everybody can be talking with each other, and I think they have a range of a couple miles, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and what I'm very much interested in seeing also is your workshop, because I think a lot of people who purchase a bike will know that there's going to need to be adjustments and tune-ups.
Of course.
And I'd love to be able to show them where the magic happens.
Sure, let's go.
Okay. Wow.
So here's where we assemble all the bikes that get shipped to us from California, and this is also where we service bikes.
Well, that's a good point because Sam was saying earlier that unlike ordering a bike online, which a lot of people, if they're just looking for the lowest price, maybe would go online, but you are a full service. You provide the bike fully assembled.
We provide the bike fully assembled, and we encourage you to come in the store and try multiple bikes. That's one of the benefits of Pedego, is we really try to fit the right bike to the right person. And if you just ride one, you may not get that.
And that's the Pedego model, that they have brick and mortar stores, not just ordering it online and leaving it to yourself.
Yeah, brick and mortar stores create a community of electric bike riders, and for any reason you need a tune-up, you need your brakes tightened, you have a question about your battery, or you want additional accessories for your electric bike, you have a store to come to. You have people who are just as enthusiastic about electric bikes as the riders, to talk about rides, where we can go, and the sites we've seen.
Yeah, and I think that's important because for a lot of homeowners, even those that are handy, it's very frustrating if you buy something online, it comes in a box and it's missing one little small part, and who do you call, and customer service and waiting. Here, it'll be resolved immediately. Okay. Yeah.
So a customer came in and test rode one of our elements and really liked it, and ended up comparing it to one of the bike brands that is just online, which was priced a little bit lower. And one of the things that I mentioned was that bike doesn't come assembled. Our bikes come assembled. And I went as far as to look, okay, if I'm assembling it, because you can, if you're handy, you can maybe assemble a bike. But if you have a part,
I would not be able to do that.
so I said, okay, if you have a part there's one little thing that you're not sure what to do, what happens? What do you do? So I pretended I was a consumer, and I went through it, and I had to submit a warranty claim for my question on assembly, and then they would get back to me within 3 to 5 business days. And I just thought, oh my gosh, could you imagine if that's what our customers had to deal with? The nice part about this is you call us, we can give you an answer. You don't have to call. Come in, and we're
I think
here.
that's a great point, and I think it's also a safety point because, adjusting your brakes so that they come on slowly and smoothly and not just an abrupt stop, or accelerating and decelerating your bike appropriately. It has to be done right. It's just not snapping pieces together.
Yeah.
So I think having someone check it out and make sure it functions the way they're used to hearing a bike come, I think is very important. So, well, this is a wonderful thing, a great new business idea. We love that you're local. We love that you're in Croton and within the town of Cortlandt. And we really look forward to you coming to Family Fun Day. I think there's going to be nothing like seeing it in reality and touching it and feeling it and seeing what they look like. And I think a lot of people are going to be impressed because I know that there are just so many people in town who would love to ride more, but have been scared off by the hills and the terrain. So
we could certainly help with that.
So Riley, welcome to town of
you.
Cortlandt. Sam, I'm
you.
glad you decided to stay and open up in town. This is a great family business and a great idea, and something I think that was needed, and just a wonderful concept. Ken is definitely going to be riding the bike at Family Fun Day.
September 10th, 3 o'clock. We'll be at the rink riding some bikes, John.
All right.
And
Yeah, we're going to build a ramp for you.
I. All right.
Yeah.
We'll start at the top.
I'll give the little gentle push at the top.
Yeah, but it's a beautiful store. I highly suggest people coming down and take a look. They have many bikes here to take a look at, so I suggest coming in even before Family Fun Day if they can.
Great idea. Great. So and that concludes another episode of Taking Care of Business. We'll see you all soon.